the Most Reverend, Right Honourable, the Lord Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Portal Welby, seems to have a positive talent for making the wrong choices in any given situation. And I'm pretty sure that if faced with a choice between the lady and the tiger, Archbishop Welby would choose the tiger every time. I'm Grannyopteryx. Well, it finally seems that somebody in the Church of England has developed a backbone. The late Queen's chaplain, the Reverend Canon Jeremy Hazelock, an associate priest at Great St Bartholomew's Church in the City of London, has actually publicly stated that Welby should go. Justin Welby should quit over claims he backed Paula Vennells to be Bishop of London. Now, if you've been living under a rock, you might not know who Paula Vennells is, so I'll briefly go into this. This is Paula Vennells. She happens to be an ordained priest, but she also presided over the prosecution of hundreds of sub-postmasters on the evidence of a computer, a computer system that was obviously and demonstrably full of bugs. And then that's the kindest way I could put it. And she came into this late, so the process had already started. She was brought in on this in 2007, but she continued prosecuting people until 2015, even though the evidence was mounting up that the Horizon programme was the reason for the accounting shortfalls. Lives were ripped apart under her, I'm pointing at the computer again, her administration. And it turns out the reason for all of this horror, and it really is horrible, was that she's just very dim. And a source close to the inquiry by Forensic Accountants Second Sight said the ex-post office chief was over-promoted. I'm interrupting to remind you to click like and to subscribe and share. Also, I'm constantly being told that YouTube removes subscriptions, so please click the notification bell and check that you really are subscribed. All the links to my other channels are in the description, including links to donation sites. I'm always grateful, of course, for donations, but simply clicking like is the best thing you can do for this video and my channel generally. Thank you. She just wasn't too bright. She's described as dim. Working with dim Paula Vennells was like dealing with a mosquito, former colleague claims. Obviously, they didn't have much of an opinion of her intelligence. And a source close to the inquiry by Forensic Accountants Second Sight said the ex-post office chief was over-promoted. And that's the problem. She was obviously a box ticker. I don't think she had the intelligence to be a decent secretary. Now, I want to tell you, I originally, without going into too many details, I was out of school fairly early and in training as a secretary. And I was a secretary for a little while before I decided to go back to college on my own steam. I was a terrible secretary. I was really hopeless at it. But I knew I was hopeless, and I left the job. Vennells apparently didn't know she was hopeless. And what happened was a lot of people suffered because of her box-ticked over-promotion. Now, as it turns out, Justin Welby endorsed her as a candidate for the Bishop of London. And this was in 2017, when it was already obvious how she had mismanaged what was going on in the post office. This man, Justin Welby, endorsed this incompetent for Bishop of London. And the Bishop of London is the third in line. There's the Archbishop of Canterbury, the Archbishop of York, and then the Bishop of London. Now, I understand that being the Archbishop of Canterbury, you're holding a very broad church together, and you have to make decisions to balance one side of the church with another, and it's a difficult job. But you don't have to be a Christian to understand the importance of the Church of England in the United Kingdom. Our King is the head of the Church of England. The Church of England establishment is part of the fabric of British society and our structure. And Welby appears to have been playing ducks and drakes with that for his entire tenure of office. Well, he's managed to alienate a very good deal of the church, and thousands of them now have left to join the independent Anglican Church. And that's all to do with the sort of bishops that Welby's been, well, he hasn't been appointing them. The Archbishop of Canterbury doesn't appoint bishops, but he does have a very heavy influence in who gets the jobs. And there are a whole lot of bishops with which I would profoundly disagree if I ever was in a position to talk to them. And quite frankly, I'm glad I'm not in that position. The devastation that Vennels could have wreaked on the church if she'd have become the Bishop of London is scarcely imaginable. And I have to agree with Canon Hayeslock on this matter. It's not that I think Welby is a bad man. He's just a very unfortunate decision maker. And his record of making unfortunate decisions is so comprehensive. As I say, you don't have to be a Christian to be of the opinion that this man is not fit for the office he holds. And that's my opinion. Okay, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Grambo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.